Well, it finally happened. I've been banned. Okay, so we start a new adventure today, or I guess somewhat of an old adventure. As you'll see by the thumbnail, I am banned. No, not from eBay, not from selling online. I am banning myself from thrifting. It's going to be an adventure. This is, what's today? The end of July, whatever date it is. I don't even know anymore. And I am banning myself outside of one trip that I've got in September with my daughter that is actually partially a thrifting trip. I am not thrifting at all until the end of the year. This is 2022 and it's a brand new year. There's a reason for it. I used to own a thrift shop, and I'll tell you a little bit about that as I'm going along, but I used to own a thrift shop, and I have a 10 by 20 that is slam packed full, plus my garage that I'm about to show you part of. And it is just one hot mess right now. So I'm a professional organizer by trade, but you can't tell that right now because sometimes when you get other people helping you move in, plus you are on a time crunch, things get piled up and piled up and piled up. But I'm going to be working my own money pile until the end of the year, and maybe a little bit past that. You never know. So wish me luck. We'll see what we've got out here. Okay, so this is my little bungalow. As you can see, I live in a mother-in-law's wing with my kids. They've lived with me for a while, and then we've kind of flipped the situation. And so I've got all of the garage. You'll see I've been working on my inventory lately. I had things in different totes and stuff like that, but I decided that the banker boxes would be easier for me. And as you can see, I've got a lot of back stock here that has not been listed. Anything that you see sitting in piles and all of that, unlisted. Any of the banker boxes and the things that are up here on the shelves, they've actually been listed and they're active right now. I've got a lot of the smaller toys and things that I've put in here. These little drawers work very nicely, actually. All of this is listed. I got one of these. I've liquidated a storage unit myself, my own storage unit, and the storage unit manager that was there or whatever had 4 of these. I wish I'd had the room for all 4 of them, but this is where I keep my jewelry and things. These are all listed items here. You can see my shipping area. It's a hot mess too, but you know, it works. Anybody that knows me and watches any of my videos, you know that I do a lot of the little golden books. My granddaughter helped me with these. I'll probably do something a little bit different at some point, but she got those divided for me. My grandkids work for me periodically, all unlisted. And I'm a one-man show around here unless the grandkids help me with a few things. You can see I pulled some stuff out of here. All of that in the bag, the Squishmallows and the, what are those called? Ms. Noah stuffed animals. Those 2 totes right there, those are listed product that's getting moved to a different area. Like I said, I'm shifting around a lot of things here, but all those things that you see back in the back, that's all unlisted. Let me show you what my nightmare is here. This is just in my garage. It's gotten way out of hand, as you can see. But you'd be real surprised. I know where most everything is. A lot of this is just liquidated from a thrift store I had. I had 5,000 square feet in North Mississippi. Some of these things, like the little snowman back there, a few things like that, were personal items that have been brought here. You know, setups for yard sales you can see over there in the corner and things like that. But these are the type of things that I'm going to be working on. It looks like a hot mess, but you know, essentially it's pretty much what I've been doing with my life ever since I've been an estate liquidator. I had it in 5 different storages. Here, let me sit this down. We'll talk for a minute. This might be easier. I don't know. Can you see me? I usually use my camera. I'm going to use my GoPro, and we'll see how this pans out for today. But when I owned my thrift store, I was liquidating different houses, businesses, things like that, and I would buy out from other companies. Sometimes my own company would buy out my own estates, but that was just because it was for previous customers in a cleaning business or something like that, that they just wanted me to take care of all of it. And I would buy them out at the end and liquidate those to storage units. And I had, at one time, I think the most that I ever had was 6 of them. They were 10 by 20s, and they were slam packed full. I mean, like up to the rafters. And so I have, at this point in time, I have liquidated all of that thrift store, and I put it all into storage units. And then over about the last 2 to 2.5 years, I've liquidated all but one storage, which I've got left. And then this pile that's here. This was what I didn't want to get another storage for this amount of stuff, and I just brought it here and piled it up. And so I just work on it a little bit at a time. I just want to give encouragement to those that have the piles sitting at their house. A lot of people call them death piles, and that is what it is if things get in there and they just die and you don't ever list them. Some of this I'm going through. Again, I'll turn it around. Some of this I'm going through, and it's got empties out in there, and, you know, just an assortment of things that we just needed to get out of our old house and our old situation. But like, for instance, today, day in the life here, you can see that I've making some videos. I do a lot of the sold videos and things like that. This is a Thursday, so this is what I'm doing today. And down in here, these are the things that I'm working on today. I've got some little golden books that I've kind of sorted out. Got some older Barbie clothes, older Barbies, Midge, Ken, a variety of dolls that I liquidated from an estate. And see, I would go into a situation and I'd be able to buy out even a 2-story house for like $300 or $400. And so I would liquidate the things I really didn't want to fool with. I would take them to a local women's shelter thrift store, and they would sell, or they would give the items to people that needed it, whether it was furniture or whatever. And of course, I'm at a situation now that I like everything to be smaller than a bread box that I'm dealing with if I can help it. I am 62 years old, and I am tired of moving things and all of that, and I enjoy just being in this little corner here. This is where I work with all of my kids' little stuff that they've given me and all that kind of good stuff. You see my butterfly collection up there. I can look out my window and I can see my kids playing outside. Believe it or not, this is not usually this piled up over here, but it is today because I've been working on the garage. But what my end goal, of course, wants to be is to have more shelving in here and things like this. So I'm working on the garage first, and I'm just kind of putting it out of my head that I'm paying a monthly storage fee, you know, on my storage unit right now because I really don't have any other place to shift it to. My daughter and I had a couple of booths at an antique mall that was not far from here. And you'll have to forgive me, I got a lot of allergy stuff going on today, but we liquidated those booths and decided to bring it home. So actually, a lot of this stuff that I've shown you is stuff from there also. I forgot about that. So that was a lot of things that really I just didn't want to donate. Now, I did donate a significant amount in some of my setups and things like that because I will absolutely, positively not want to go back into an antique booth situation. I'm just kind of done with all of that, kind of past it. And I enjoy being at home with my grandkids. I enjoy being able to come out and work for a few hours. And frankly, if I want to go in and have lunch and take a nap, I go do that. If I want to visit with my grandchildren that homeschool, I can go and watch them do their schooling. I can just enjoy life a little bit at this point in time. My mother is still alive. I lost my dad about this time last year. And so I like to make myself kind of available to her to do some things. And sometimes she'll come here and she'll kind of hang out with me. And other times we'll get out and do some things. We were thrifting. We're not thrifting right now. So we're finding some other things. We're doing some redecorating at her house and such. So a lot of these videos that I'm going to do, working through my piles of things or whatever, is just going to kind of be a day in the life type of stuff. What I've shown before on my channel is downsizing for other people, and now I'm the beneficiary of the downsizing. It's not anything, frankly, that's here that I didn't feel like that I could sell in huge bundle lots to other resellers. I've bought these things for pennies on the dollar. That's why it's okay for me to have it in storage. It's not that big a deal. I've got a pretty good storage situation. It's probably about 4 miles from me, and I pass the post office on the way. And I don't live in a rural area or anything like that. My post office actually picks up most of my shipping from the house, but I live in a situation that I can kind of pick it up and run with it for 7 to 10 days straight and not take a day off or whatever, or I can take 3 weeks off and go to the mountains or whatever. That's kind of where I am with my life. But I want to show a picture of somebody that normally does this for other people, show how I go through some things. And instead of shopping at the bin store and taking you with me, or going to thrift stores, or going to the yard sales and things, which I love to do in the fall, and here it is right at the fall, so it's really a challenge for me because this is my favorite time of the year to yard sale, because people are cleaning out for Christmas and things like that. But instead of doing something like that, I'm going to take you shopping in my own stuff. So I hope you enjoy these videos as you see them in the future, and I would appreciate it if you like and subscribe and just share this channel with other people. If you want to find me on Facebook, I'm actually under the name of my business, Got Junk in Our Trunk. So I guess I better get busy. I've got a lot to do, it looks like, right? Happy junking, y'all.